Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. That means that running is a running for crown or for rewards, not running to heaven. This race, unbelievers are not involved in this race. People who don't know Jesus, yes, are not involved in this. However, somebody can borrow this practice as a way to build his life, as to discipline himself in the things he does here on earth for success. Because if you look into that passage, you're going to be driving down some very serious and hardcore success principles about self-discipline, about focus, consistency, persistency, and all of that. But this thing in practice doesn't involve unbelievers. This is a race for believers. Remember, it is not a race to heaven. So you don't go out there and say, pastors will say we should run a heavenly race. It's not a heavenly race. Do you hear what I'm saying? It's not a heavenly race. He says we should run to obtain a crown. All right? The next verse 26. He says in verse 26, I therefore run, not as uncertainly, so fight I. Not as one that beateth the air, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. Somebody say, God forbid. When they forget that in me. Praise God. In another place, we read in Hebrews chapter 12 from verse 1. In Hebrews 12 from verse 1. He says, wherefore sin we also are encompassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doth so easily beset us. I've taken time to explain this very well. There are two things there. The first is weight. Can somebody say the weight? Am I communicating? Can somebody say the weight? Then the second, the sin, which slow us down. The things that slow down, or the things that hinder somebody's movement in the race. He said, let us lay these things aside and let us run with patience the race that is set before us, looking unto Jesus. Let's read verse 2 together, because that's what I'm going to be talking briefly this evening. Are you there? Let's read verse 2 together like a mass choir. 1, 2, go.
Looking unto Jesus, the
author and the finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. Verse 3 says, for consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be wearied and faint in your mind, not in your muscles. In your mind, that's where the fainting happens.